Stop drawing corners manually in AutoCAD. Chamfer does it in a second. Be with me and learn it. Hey there, and welcome to AutoCAD 2025 series. It's an honor for me to see you again. In this episode, our focus is learning how to work with chamfer command. We will learn how to bevel the edge of an object from A to Z. Be with me and enjoy learning. At first, let's see how we can call our command. We can come to this modify part, and from here, in this part, we have three sub-options. The first one, we talked about that, it was fillet. The second one is chamfer. By left click on this, it's active. The second way is coming to this modify part, and from here we have access to chamfer. I click on this, it's in active form. And the last case is using the command by typing it. The alias for chamfer does not exist. The alias of that is its full form. So we say chamfer and enter. As you see, now it's active. After learning how to activate the command, now let's learn how we can focus on its usage. I draw a rectangle here with the length of 8 and the height of 4. It's clear here. Now, let's do our focus on them one by one by learning step by step. I call the chamfer command. Here I have some sub-commands. The first one that I want to talk about is the distance. Before going to that part, let me show you something. In here, as you can see, we need to have two selections. The first selection on the object, or the first object that we need to select, and the second object. The distance that we give is relatively dependent on the order of our selection. It means that the first distance is the length for the first object, and the second length is related to the second selected object. What I mean? Let's see it now. I select on distance, I need to give two values. So because I want to make a slope edge, so I need two values in that two directions. I say in the first direction, I want my value to be 1, and in the other direction again 1. When I selected this, I select my first object and second object. Because here, both values are the same, they are 1 and 1, there is no difference if I select this one or the other one as my first object. But if I get back, now this time I give different values to see and to show you what is the importance of the first and second selection. If I do this, the first value is 1, the second is 2. In here, if I select this one as first and this one as second, as you can see, I don't click and it shows the preview of this case. In here, the first object that I selected, I give the value of 1. As you see, the length is 1. And in the second object, I consider 2. And here, it's double of the first case. If I select on this, now it's changed to a sloped edge. If I get undo, this time I say that no, I want to consider the other selection. I say 1 and 2, the same values but with different selection order. I say this time it's first object and it's the second object. As you see, the shape changes. And in this case, the first object's direction, the length is 1 and the second is 2. By selecting that, it's done. Now let's go to our second case. I select on my object here, on my command. I come to my second subcommand, which is angle. You know better than me. Previously, we understood that we can give two values of lengths in x and y direction, or we can give one length and the angle or rotation. Here I say with this method I want to work, asks me what is the length of your first object. I say that the first object length, imagine it's 1. I want to do the similar example of previous case. It means that, as you remember, it was 1 and 1. So for doing that case, what value should I give? You're right, 45 degrees. I say 45, enter. Now, if I select on this and this, it's done. It's the same case. I can give the other values, but be careful. The order of selection is important. If I give the number, the length is related to the first object. And based on that first object and the angle that I give, it selects automatically the second object length. If I get undo, and one undo to make my whole rectangle in a complete form, in here, I have another subcommand of trim. You may remember from previous tutorial, which was about fillet. If I select on the trim, now as you see it is intrinsically in trim mode. If I say no trim and come and say that I want my slope edges, if I select on this and this case, you see that this part is remained in a sharp edge manner. It means that I have a slope edge and sharp edge with each other simultaneously. But in most cases, we don't need to them, and intrinsically, we put this manner in trim mode. We have also the method. In here, it says us that which method will be your intrinsically method for using. Mostly I say, for example, distance or angle. It depends on your project. In some cases, you feel free to, for example, you say that working with the lengths and the angle is easier than using two lengths. It depends on you and your project. In here I say, for example, distance, and that's it. But to do it undo, to get back to my work in my rectangle, if I want to add a slope edge on all the four corners, what do I need to do here? Do I need to do one by one? Here is a good solution. You don't need to do it one by one. What is the solution? Because you know that rectangle in AutoCAD is in a polyline manner. In Chamfer, we have a capability. We can select a polyline and we need to choose the method. I say with distance, the value of 1, enter 1. As you see, if I select on this polyline, I have all the four edges with one click. That's it. Now, let's get back to our previous work. In here, I say that I select a chamfer. In here, as you understood till now, if I select the value of 1 and 2, and I select this, be careful to this part, by selecting on this, it goes out of my command. So maybe I need to do the same case for these edges too. Do I need to do it and recall my command again? With this manner, yes, but in Chamfer, we have also another capability. What is that? I select on this. I give the value 1 and 2. Here, I select on multiple. When I select on this, by selecting to this case and this case, it does not go out of the command, and I don't need to recall it. I can do it one by one in this manner without calling again my command. It was all the information about the chamfer command. If you need more tutorials, add in the comments and you can ask your questions too. Feel free to ask them and they will be answered in a quick manner. But if any more tutorial is needed, I will try to record them and upload them here too. If you enjoyed, please subscribe to our channel and be part of our community in Learning AutoCAD 2025 series. Also, share it with your friends and push that thumb up to give us an energy to continue these tutorials. Thanks for watching, best wishes, take care and goodbye.